Hstv and Anti-Glow TV in Ohio.
A blessed Wednesday morning to you. It is the 24th of April 2024. Welcome to Hstv News right here on Hstv with me, SAVARA AIDAN. We're streaming live on our YouTube platform at Hstv Live GH. You're well to like, comment and share. Now on to the headlines making bulletin this morning. Some members of the AIDAN Chairman's Movement for Change have reunited with the NPP, parting ways with the Butterfly Movement. The flag bearer of the NDC, John Dramani Mahama, has pledged to prioritize the reintroduction of the Free Sanitary Pad initiative if successful in securing office. Dr. Kwame Santi, a senior political science lecturer at the University of Ghana, said that the recent intermittent power outages will significantly impact the New Patriotic Party in the upcoming 2024 general elections. Starting May 1st, 2024, the National Identification Authority is set to implement a fee adjustment for registration services in accordance with the Fees and Charges 2024. A quick reminder that we are streaming on our YouTube platform at Hstv Live GH. Now the news in details. Some members of the AIDAN Chairman's Movement for Change have reunited with the NPP, swearing ties with the Butterfly Movement. Their decision to return to the NPP stems from a newfound trust in the party's flag bearer, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, as a source of solutions for the nation's challenges. Former AIDAN parliamentary aspirant Alfred Kumi, whose influence has played a pivotal role in this realignment. The decision to rejoin the NPP underscores a belief among these former NPP members that Dr. Bawumia's leadership holds the key to addressing the pressing issues facing Ghana. With this development, the political landscape witnesses a recalibration as individuals seek a path they deem not conducive to achieving their goals and aspirations for the country's future. The return of these members of the NPP signifies a vote of confidence in Dr. Bawumia's vision and ability to navigate Ghana towards progress and prosperity.
It has become evidently clear that we made a mistake, and I'll repeat. It has become evidently clear that we made a mistake that we humbly admit and ready to work to ensure that its dire effect is reversed or averted. Since the 7th February 2024 speech by His Excellency the flag bearer of the NPP, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, we have been asking ourselves questions that borders on the future of this country and the very Ghana that we young people want. It has become unarguably clear that amongst all the political leaders, Dr. Bawumia has so far been the one who has clearly articulated the Ghana story, where we have come from, where we have what we have to achieve. In order for us to realize the dream of seeing the Ghana we want or seeing Ghana grow, we are left with no other choice than to rally behind that one leader in our time today, amongst all several of them, who has clarity of thought, amongst the several of them, who has clarity of thought, committed to the Ghana dream, who has a proven track record of delivering on what he has been assigned to, and has the mindset of solving problems. That leader without debate is Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. The National Democratic Congress, under the flag bearership of former President John Dramani Mahama, presents a plan for our country that raises serious concerns as we approach the 2024 general elections. What we sitting here call the scary alternative. The scary alternative. Here are the reasons why we cannot entrust Ghana to the former president. First of all, he has nothing to lose. You know how difficult it is when you go and you are coming back. Some people will not be happy, even though some people will also be happy. They've encouraged us in a good manner, and they are expecting us to be confident in anything we are doing, and just always think clearly and also always think twice about every decision we want to make. I'm saying on authority that nobody has bribed us and nobody can bribe us. I don't know what me as a businessman, and I don't know who can tell me in this country that they've held my hand to any length. You can't bribe me. We are doing fine. We are perfect where we are. But the time comes, you need to rethink your decision, because it's all about the future of this country and the future we want to see for our kids. As a father, yes.
In another news, the flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, John Dramani Mahama, has pledged to prioritize the reintroduction of the free sanitary pad initiative if successfully securing office in the coming 2024 general elections. This commitment comes in response to the recent demands from the TISA union outlined in a document for inclusion in the NDC's manifesto for the upcoming elections. The initiative, initially proposed by the Mahama's administration, faced criticisms from political parties. Additionally, Mahama revealed plans to mainstream STEM and team-led education in secondary schools during a meeting with the TESA union, signaling his intentions to overhaul the country's educational sector.
The provision of free sanitary pads for female learners in both basic and senior high schools was initiated under the SWL NDC administration. If you remember, our opponents now in government mocked us and called it the pad loan. For you, the unions, to have raised this as an issue in the concerns that you have presented to us means that our policy on sanitary pads was well thought through and needs to be looked at again. The NDC policy of infrastructure development will again be pursued vigorously to decongest the large class sizes. Abandoned infrastructure in the basic and senior high schools and TVET schools, including the famous E-blocks, will receive priority attention under a new NDC administration. The need to review and improve upon the free SHS TVET policy is no longer debatable. And Angel just mentioned it. We are happy we are on the same wavelength with regards to that. It is a must that we look at the implementation of free SHS again through stakeholder engagements to address the numerous challenges and strengthen its positives. It is thus not surprising that you have incorporated it into the document that you have presented us, which I call the Teacher's Manifesto. We're going to mainstream TVET and STEM into all secondary schools. We don't believe that STEM and TVET should be standalone in special secondary schools. We must mainstream them through all the secondary schools. And so in this regard, we will revamp the science resource centers in order that clusters of schools can use those centers. Luckily for us, the E-blocks have 4 laboratories in every E-block. And those laboratories are going to be used for TVET and STEM education. The imperative of the Free SHS Secretariat being supervised by the Education Directorate is our considered view. The Education Service, which is an implementing agency, has the capacity to implement the Free SHS policy. So we do not agree on a standalone Free SHS Secretariat. We think that it must be integrated into the Education Service as an implementing agency. The NDC will therefore integrate the Free SHS Secretariat into the Education Service Directorate and not have them exist as separate entities. I announced to the CHAS representatives last week that we would decentralize the school feeding program and return the responsibility for feeding the students to the school.
In other news, Dr. Kwame Santi, a senior political science lecturer at the University of Ghana, asserts that the recent intermittent power outages will significantly impact the New Patriotic Party in the upcoming 2024 general elections. During parallel with the past, Dr. Santi highlight how Dumso played a pivotal role in the exit of former President John Dramani Mahama from office. During that time, the then opposition MPP effectively utilized the energy crisis as a campaign tool to sway public sentiment. In the recent contest, Dr. Asante criticizes the government handling of the ongoing power outages and emphasizes that the government should acknowledge the challenges and demonstrate a genuine commitment to resolving them. According to him, honesty, integrity, and forthrightness are essential in governance, especially when addressing pressing issues like Dumso. Now, the Minister of Finance, Dr. Mohammed Amin Adam, has disclosed that government is expected to formalize its agreement with the official bilateral creditors, co-chaired by France and China, in a memorandum of understanding which is expected to be signed next month. He said that the OCC has shared the draft OMU with its member countries and will share the draft with the government of Ghana later next month. This will represent the final step in the country's negotiations with the OCC to restructure bilateral debt of about $5.4 billion.
The good news is that we are not going to the capital market for additional facilities now. So we may somehow not be affected directly because we are not going for new facilities. What we need to do as a country is to ensure that we raise enough domestic revenue. If we can generate more revenue on the domestic front, reduces our finance, and therefore we will not have to borrow much because we do not have access to the capital market. We don't rely on treasury bills as the sole source of finance. So if you rely on something where demand for anything is high, the price for that increases. So this is simple economics. Okay, but we are worried, and this is why we are also intentional about increasing domestic revenue mobilization, so that we can reduce our financing requirements. So once you reduce your financing requirements, then your borrowing requirements also reduce. So demand decreases, and then you see the price also reducing in interest rates. So that's the strategy we are pursuing.
Now, moving on to the next story, the Minister for Railways Development, John Peter Amewu, has clarified that the responsibility for repairing Ghana's new train that was involved in an accident during a test run at Abotia in the Volta region will not be on the state. According to the minister, government will not bear the cost per purchase agreement. He assured the public that despite the accident, the train remained technically sound with a solid electronic system and engine.
Poland engineers have assessed the extent of damage, and plans are far advanced to fix the train. Technically, the train is very sound. The electronic system and the mechanical systems, with special regard to the engine, is untouched. I mean, it's very, very solid. Nothing wrong about the train. The front that we saw, the fenders at the front, they are slightly damaged, which will need to be replaced. So what engineers did is to take inventory of those items and order them back from Poland to Ghana. Yeah. As at the time of the incident, we have not taken ownership of the train. There was no transfer of ownership, which means that the supplier was still responsible for the train. We get ownership when government make a full payment. You know, we have not yet made a full payment through the LC. The LC went through Bank of Ghana for payment to be made. You know, so we haven't taken full control of the plane as owners of the plane. The contract agreement specification regarding and vis-a-vis leading to the transfer of ownership states specifically that until full payment is made and until the test run has been conducted and certified by a third party and handed over to the ministry for on transfer to any of the agencies. So we have not taken a full delivery in terms of ownership of the train. The company in question, which for now we say is the owner, the VOAB, they supply the train, had made an arrangement for insurance. And my understanding is that an insurance company had insured the train. So, of course, it's left to the company to push in or trigger that clause for payment of the necessary insurance. Ghana government is not bearing any cost, neither the ministry or any of its agencies. Maybe 2-3 weeks. I mean, yeah. The train is running. I mean, but we have to change that, you know, fenders, as I mentioned earlier. So
moving on to our next story, chiefs of the Asogli State Council are re-echoing total objection to the attempt of government to rename the whole technical university after Dr. Ephraim Amu. The alleged renaming of the whole technical university will begin as far back as February 2018 was met with disapproval from the Traditional Council, as the council says no consultation with relevant stakeholders were held at a press conference.
Express their disapproval of the decision to rename the university to the Honorable Regional Minister when they called on him at the Volta Regional Coordinating Council on March 2nd, 2018. The Asogli State Council wishes to remind the authorities of the whole technical university that major decisions affecting the university should be made in consultation with the relevant stakeholders to avoid conflict and unnecessary confrontation. We do not understand the motive behind the rush to rename the whole technical university. I cannot see any serious justification for such a move other than for political expediency. We wish to re-echo our total objection to the attempt to rename.
On this note, let's go for a very quick detour. When we come back, we have more news update for you right here on Hstv News. Do stay with us.
Would you like to own a home, start a business, provide seed money, or a good education for your children? The Pro Wealth Plan answers all of life's questions. This is Ekwa 9. She wants to be an engineer in future. Her parents Mr. and Mrs. Hammond plan to give her the best education but don't want to be unnecessarily burdened when she's ready for university in 10 years. Do you know how much it will cost Ekwa to go to a local private university or university abroad in the next 10 years? Ekwa's parents have signed up to a Pru Wealth plan. They pay affordable monthly premiums that ensures they are able to fund Ekwa's university fees and living expenses. When she's ready for university, Prudential will pay the maturity benefit and her parents can enjoy free insurance cover for an additional 5 years. In the unfortunate event that her parents pass away, Prudential will pay over 200% of the sum assured, which is 100% immediately, 10% annually to keep Ekwa in her current school, and 100% at maturity for her chosen university. This means that Prudential Life has guaranteed Ekwa's education regardless of life's uncertainties. The Pru Wealth plan also covers a spouse or partner up to the same sum assured. With over 26 million customers, 24,000 employees globally, and over 170 years experience, you and your family can have peace of mind knowing that you are in safe hands. Whatever your financial goals are, the Pru Wealth plan has the answers to life's questions. Call us today and let Prudential secure your future.
Welcome back. This is still Hstv News right here on Hstv with me, SAVARA AIDAN. We're streaming live on our YouTube platform at Hstv Live GH. You're well to like, comment and share. Now to our very last story for today. Starting May 1st, 2024, the National Identification Authority is set to implement a fee adjustment for registration services in accordance with the fees and charges 2024. This update will impact individuals seeking new identification cards as well as those wishing to update their existing information. Under the revised fee structure, the cost for card replacements at NIA district offices will be 125 Ghana cedis, while those opting for services at NIA premium centers will face a fee of 420 Ghana cedis. For applicants in the ECOWAS sub-region, the fee for card replacement will be $55, while those in the rest of Africa will incur a charge of $75. Applicants from countries outside Africa will face a fee of $115 for card replacements. And this is all for today's morning update. But before we take a quick recap of the headlines. Some members of the Alan Chairman's Movement for Change have reunited with the NPP, parting ways with the Butterfly Movement. The flag bearer of the NDC, John Dramani Mahama, has pledged to prioritize the reintroduction of the Free Sanitary Pad initiative if successful in securing office. Dr. Kwame Asante, a senior political science lecturer at the University of Ghana, has said that the recent intermittent power outages will significantly impact the new Patriotic Party in the upcoming 2024 general elections. Starting May 1st, 2024, the National Identification Authority is set to implement a fee adjustment for registration services in accordance with the Fees and Charges 2024. Thank you for joining us for today's news updates on Hstv News with me, SAVARA AIDAN. Healthy Morning is up next. Do stay tuned.
This news is brought to you by Hstv and Andy Glow TV in Ohio.